Hey guys, what's up? Welcome again. Today we are going to do a Legacy League recap. Thanks to the trophy I just got with Initiative. I wasn't recording the league, it was just for me, but since we ended up undefeated, yeah, why not? Pretty happy to share the games with you and just why not boast a little bit for once. It's been a while. I haven't got a trophy, so pretty glad about it. This is my established 75 GRUUL Initiative decklist. I've been messing around a little bit with other kind of initiative decklists by my own, not for the channel, like Naya Initiative. I tried again Boros Initiative in the Humans Edge, but they don't work to me as well as GRUUL does. Don't ask me why, because on paper and theoretically and reasonably, any kind of Boros list should be better, but well, my stats are what they are. So I think running Boros, I'm in a negative record, like something like 14-20 or something like that, or 16-19 or something like this, close to the 50% maybe, but negative. And I'm pretty happy about how GRUUL is performing for me. So this is what I played. Let's look into it very quickly because it's the same list I've been running for quite a long time now. So we have Caves and Undermountain Adventurers as my initiative creatures. Minsc is my alternative win con. We have Fury as removal. Magus, Trinisphere, and Chalice of the Void as prison elements. We have Fable, which is a very, very important piece for this deck. It ties all together. It helps to establish the mana. It can loot unnecessary lands or whatever, just digging for maybe a Fury to clean the opposite side of the board or whatever. And then we have the accelerants on the 8 Spirit Guides and Chrome Mox. I'm running Cavern of Souls. There are plenty of initiative decklists out there without caverns, but I definitely prefer Cavern on this decklist. Even if you have a mismatch of creature types, ensuring that you get through one of them, it's so important. Then we have the Sword Guides, 3 basics, which I think it's the correct number in any kind of initiative deck list. In the past I used to run 2, one of each, and it happened to me that plenty of times I failed to find with the first chapter of the initiative, because maybe I started with an opener with 2 of the lands, or maybe 1, we got to search for the other, but then if we got second round on the initiative I didn't have another target, or yeah, I just want to ensure that we always have something to look for, and makes the fetch better as well, and helps the deck to be more resilient against wasteland decks. We can try to go on basics and Chrome Moxen instead of exposing critical land sometimes. Yeah, that's the main deck. Moving to the sideboard, we have Null Rods, Force of Vigor, and Fiery Confluence for artifact based decks. Fairy Confluence as well helps us removal, and so does Dismember and Dead Gones. The Gones particularly helpful and versatile, because they are good against going what strategies with little creatures, thanks to that. You can use Gone to get rid of big creatures as well, like Murchide or Marilage, and it has an extra edge that we've commented in the past in the previous videos, but I think it's good to remind that playing against a scam, any kind of a scam, if they get to discard one of our initiative creatures and reanimate it, or maybe counter it and then reanimate it, we can get it back with Gone. So we bounce it back, for example, at the end of their turn, and we try to deploy it ourselves. It doesn't come up often, but when it does and works, the feeling is so amazing that just for that it's a must in my sideboard. Sorry for that, I got excited. Then we have Leyline for graveyard decks, and one Emrakul that is just there to help against the painter decks, which are not that popular nowadays. At least I'm not facing them as much as in the past in leagues. I don't know about the challenges because it's been a while. I haven't played those. Maybe you can enlighten me on the comments about it. Don't get me wrong, I faced painters here and there. Last weeks, like, I don't know, maybe I played against them 3 times, something like that. So they are still out there. The deck is very good, don't get me wrong. I think painters is an amazing deck. It's just a matter of popularity, I guess. People just are trying out other things now. But out of respect, here this Emrakul, and I'm gonna tell you another extremely niche situation about Emrakul. It happened to me once out of recording that I had already completed a dungeon, and I had 2 Undermountain Adventurers on the table, so I could tap them for 6 mana each, and I could deploy Emrakul from my hand, man. I was playing against Show and Tell, and the feeling was amazing. But yeah, it happened just once. It wasn't the plan at all. I sided in Emrakul on that match just in the bare minimum hope that if they deploy Show and Tell and they didn't put Omniscience on the table and they put a creature and I could deploy Emrakul, maybe, just maybe, if they pass the turn, I could attack with Emrakul and win. So that was the idea, but I got to deploy from my hand. That it's even better, man. And yeah, sorry, I'm babbling a lot today. That's because I got a trophy and I'm happy. Yeah, let's move into the games and we talk about them while we watch them. Okay, here we are, round 1, game 1. We were on the play here, and yeah, I went for it with Undermountain turn 1 thanks to double Spirit Guides, and we got there, no force. Got to fetch the forest because I want to ensure green mana for Magus. OP deployed a Cabal Therapy, they missed. We drew another Undermountain, which was a very, very good draw. I got the Magus just to punish them on their Bayou. And here we can start pressuring extremely hard OP, and we got a very fast game 1. It's the best Stompy version of the deck. Okay, game 2. I got down to 5, which I wasn't happy about. I wasn't sure what we were facing, but since I saw Cabal Therapy game 1, I suspected some kind of Hogak or Rector Nick Fit deck, so I just wanted to shut down their graveyard. That's why Leyline is here. It ended up being a blue deck, though, so could still be some kind of Beanstalk, Sultai Beanstalk or something like that, but Therapy was a bit weird. Well, it was a 4-color decks. At this point, I was pretty sure I was facing some kind of Beans deck with Leyline Binding and so on. So the looting effect of Fable was pretty nice here to get rid of that Leyline we weren't able to deploy. We got another one. And here comes the surprise. So we were facing Aluren. And they got to combo off. As you can see, I'm gonna pause here a second. Okay. So they got the recruiter chain. Just because it's not like they need all these recruiters, but why not? It's free to do, so might as well. Then they go get the Arctic Merfolk. This creature is needed because the Cavern RP cannot bounce back a recruiter. It has to be a blue or black creature. So this Merfolk kind of is the bridge between Cavern and these non-blue, non-black creatures. Because when Merfolk enters, if it was kick, which they are going to all the time, can bounce any creature. So now they have a 3 pieces chain where Merfolk bounce recruiter, goes to search wherever they need. The RP bounce the Merfolk and so on until they get this one, the Parastic Strix, which drains for 2 if they have a black permanent, which they have with the Cavern RP. So at this point it was just game and I conceded. Okay, aim 3. This was a very, very good hand. Decided to start with the Chalice. That stops their Cabal therapies, their brainstorms, ponders. Now here, I had the option to, let me pause a second. I had the option to deploy Trinisphere and then go for Cave on the following turn. But Aluren is not that heavy on counter spells, so maybe they are running just the playset of Force of Wills. So I decided to risk it, go for Caves, and even if this fail, they are still several turns away of deploying Aluren, so we are going to have opportunities in the future to deploy Trinisphere. Because Trinisphere is very important against Aluren. They cannot use properly Aluren with a Trinisphere on the table. But Cave Resolve, which was very good for us. And we even got a Magus that it's amazing. I'm going to ignore this Undermountain here. I think Magus of the Moon is far more important with this mana base. And now the pressure is so high that OP conceded. And yeah, so the 2 games we won. It was kind of the same development, initiative creature into Magus of the Moon, shutting down OP's mana base and not letting or being so fast on the play that they are 1 turn away all the time to deploy Aluren and go off because they are dead now. Obviously Magus stops them to get in double green unless they have another forest, but still. Yeah, that's the 1-0. Okay, round 2. I don't remember what we were playing against. I was the mirror? I think it was the mirror. Well, not exactly the mirror, but the initiative mirror, I mean. It's always very annoying Let me pause a sec. It's very annoying when you get these openers and you are very happy, like, okay, I'm shutting down half of my OP's deck maybe, and you realize that you are facing another Stompy deck and you say, oh my god, I just shocked myself for nothing. I've been in that side of the equation lots of times. So we got to go first in the initiative run, which is not always good, but usually. Here comes OP with their own. I don't know, it was a decent fourth Orlingas, but yeah, and Chalice preventing me from future Moxen. Here we go to get the Monarch, and I'm going to deploy the Undermountain because we don't have enough mana for the Fury. And I know we are going to train the initiative and the Monarch one more turn, but if they do, they are dead on the backswing, so pretty happy about it. So they come. They deploy their own initiative creature, which put us to 4 as well. And they went in, to the end step. I think they were looking for a Solitude. That's why they tried to draw into it, get rid of Cave, which is the creature that really kills them, I think. But even if they did so, we could still attack them. We deploy the Ancient Tomb, Fury, kill the Dungeoneer, attack with the Undermountain, put them down to 1. We got into the Archives. They cannot use anymore the Ancient Tomb. Yeah, and I have 2 blockers for the Human Knight. So still in a good position even if they found Solitude, but definitely they had to try. So very nice as well to win on the draw, just to say. Here on the game 2 we're on the draw again, going down to 6. We can either go for Undermountain or Minsc here. They have a pretty fast start here, which another 4th Orlingas. Here I decided to go for Minsc. The idea was that the haste book can steal the Monarch for 1 turn and just try to draw into I don't know, more lands, Fury or whatever. But OP was prepared for that. You'll see now. When I tried, they used a Solitude, and I thought that here I was so far behind that it wasn't worth still playing. The only thing they had to do here was attack with both knights to Minsc, kill it, and I'm down to nothing. I could have drawn into a Spirit Guide, I guess, and deploy an Undermountain, but even so, they still have the Monarch. They can steal the initiative from me, and yeah, I didn't like my position at all. Maybe it was a bit of an early concede, but I decided to move on. Okay, last game. We are on the play now. This is one of the ideal hands because we don't have a really strong Tor one. I had two options here. I could just play Cavern, pass the turn, and deploy Cave on turn 2, but I decided that speed is more important in this matchup, so I'm gonna sacrifice Caves and play Fable. Fable can help to get rid of the extra lands as well, so just hoping that OP doesn't have a super strong star, which they didn't, luckily for us. Just as a quick note, I'm not sure if OP is supposed to keep the Archons on the mirror. I get that Archon makes our lands get tapped, enter tapped, but we are not really planning on multiple spelling per turn normally. It's a flyer, which is relevant, I guess, but well, I don't know the Arbor either, so I'm speculating for nothing. So I got rid of the extra lands and I got rewarded for it. We get Fury and an extra red card, so here we can pitch the Fable to Fury, kill the Archon, then attack with Goblin, get the treasure for mana for Caves, and yeah, get very ahead this game. The draws have been very gentle to me. There we go. OP had a Solitude, which was good, but not the end of the world. Here they had a Peacekeeper named Minsc. I decided to play conservatively. Don't want them to steal me the initiative and get more lands. They play a second Anointed Peacekeeper. Here I'm gonna go out one of their Anointed Peacekeeper, forcing them to attack next turn. And I can still activate Reflection, even paying the Anointed Peacekeeper tax, so I'm gonna double block, get rid of both of their creatures, and with them hellbent, the game is over completely, and we still have Fury on our hand still if we need them. So yeah, after winning the initiative mirror, we were 2-0. Okay, this is round 3. This was a very good opener, and OP was down to 5. And we are going to start with a Trinisphere, which instantly resolves and it's gonna make the game very difficult for our OP. Now we can deploy one of the Fables. This is kind of a nut start, even without the initiative. Gets a lot of advantages for us. Now we get rid of the extra mana, dig a little bit more into the deck. Because mana it's not gonna be the issue with these Goblin generating treasures. And we have a second one going on. And OP is missing land drops, which I think made the game already over at this point. Here we're going to deploy the Undermountain. OP is still missing land drops, and here I missequenced, so I should have copied the Undermountain before attacking. I didn't do the math, just to be honest. I was just thinking about copying it at the end of the turn, or maybe doing the chain with 2 reflections. So this is a very nice interaction that you copy the reflection gets haste, which can copy another time reflection, and you can repeat that as many times as mana you have. So I was thinking on doing either of those options on my end step, but had I done the math, I would have realized that I had lethal here, because we copy, we have another 3-4, we go to trap down to 9, and it's 3, 6, 10, 12. But I didn't, because I'm silly. So OP down to 5, and here when I realized that OP was at 5, I copied and killed them. But definitely a mistake. I should have counted and done it pre-combat. Okay, game 2. I didn't cyber, I think, here because I wasn't sure what we were facing. I don't know if I put one dead gone or something in. Here we are going to have the same start as before with the Trinisphere, hoping to get the Fable going or the Undermountain. OP is gonna cut some of our options with Wasteland, but the Fable plays very well under Trinisphere. And here I think OP is misunderstanding the game. I think it's not reading the mood of this game or how it's going to develop, I think. So I can understand the first Wasteland because City it's a soul land, but the second Wasteland on Taiga, when I already have Goblin giving me treasures, man, you need to get up to 3 mana to play under Trinisphere, so I'm gonna get 1 mana each turn. You're not going to get them if you are wasting me. Yeah. I don't think OP understood properly how the game was going to develop. See, now I have 3 mana again. And not only that, OP is gonna do it again. So I don't know. Yeah, and here they concede realizing that they cannot stop me anymore. So I'm gonna have mana all the time. Yeah, sure, I cannot deploy any of these for now, but in 2 turns, so my next turn I'm gonna be able to deploy second Fable with 2 goblins going. It's just a matter of time. I get anything I need on the table. So yeah, that's it, and we are 3-0. Okay, there we go for round 4. We were on the play here, and we got a Chalice turn 1 followed by a Fable. We could have gone Fable turn 1, but just felt the sequence was better this way. And we are facing a Patchwork Stompy, and this is one of those occasions when you feel silly by playing Chalice. Here we are going to kill the Emry, because it doesn't make sense to try to kill Patchwork, because we have to pay the war, and because they could have redeployed with Emry. So we are taking a little bit of damage here, but we got probably the best draw in the deck at this point. Well, maybe Minsc could have been even better, but unless they got a bounce spell or something, we can trade here. They could have 2 artifacts and make Patchwork up to 6/6, but they didn't. So we can trade here and let the Goblin take over the game. We got a Trinisphere, which they are going to force,
And this proved the importance of Cavern of Souls, so we could deploy caves because we have Cavern. But I don't know if they were tapped anyway, but yeah, and the final draw was Pithing Needle, which would have been a reasonable answer for Reflection of Kikichiki. They were still very low on life, so even if this Pithing had resolved, they were going down to 6, trap to 1, so they were dead anyway, but Chalice stopped that. And then we go for game 2. With a hand that it's pretty reasonable as well. We have more or less everything covered here. Null Rod, Chalice on 0. They try to redeploy the bubble, but Chalice stops it. Now I decided to kill the Emry, which probably should have done last turn, just in case they try to get back the Patchwork. And yeah, I guess here they don't have any available play for them, and they decided to concede. They don't know that I cannot deploy anything either, but yeah, we take it. Null Rod plus Chalice getting the job done here. And this is the last round for the marbles. We are on the draw. Again, Trinisphere showing up. Only 2 off in the deck, but we got them pretty often in this league. So playing against Dimir Scam most probably. They daisy it, but we have the Spirit Guide and Trinisphere resolved, which is huge here. Magus was an amazing draw. They still had Lorien, so they can get their colors if needed. But the pressure is on. Here they tried to deploy Bowmasters, was pretty clear. Probably OP is not used to play under Trinisphere. They had another troll, so they got their colors. But now we have the information about Bowmasters. They probably should have deployed to stop the loot here, but makes sense to do it as an ambush as well. I think they were hoping to ambush Magus, but they had already given us the information previous turn, so I obviously wasn't going to attack with Magus of the Moon there. And here we can deploy the Undermountain. We have 2 blockers for this Bowmaster, so even if they have a removal spell, we can still block with the other creature and defend the initiative. And yeah, I think they decided to get one more draw, see what they find, and it wasn't good enough and conceded the game. Okay, game 2. Pretty reasonable hand as well. We have a little bit of removal, we have Chalice, we have caves, which we can accelerate into. So we are going for Chalice now. Tries to stop a good part of their deck, but they have a force for it. Now here I would like to comment something. This is kind of a debate. I'm not going to say if this is good or bad. It's because I'm curious and I'm not sure about this play. I've been in both sides of Wasteland City of Traitors, and honestly, I've wasted City of Traitors lots of times as well, but it has always felt bad to me to do so. Like, this is a land that is going to die by itself, so obviously we don't know the hand, but sometimes it just feels wrong to Wasteland City. But as I said, I've done it plenty of times as well, because
you just try to stop the plays from your OP, hoping that a Stompy deck it's not running that many amount of land, so maybe you can stop them from developing. I guess that's OP was thinking here. And we only had mountain, but we have a couple of spirits and we are not in a rush yet. And getting Cavern was absolutely nuts here, so we can deploy caves uncontrollably. I was a bit worried about Orcish Bowmasters end of turn, so they can double attack and get initiative. Instead it's a shield red. Now my worry was a reanimate, which I think they were trying to dig into. It was weird that they played the Mystic Sanctuary before brainstorming though. Here I decided to keep the Fable, which is a play we can do this turn. Next turn we have a stash to go up to 4. Another wasteland for OP, and a Palantir, which I'm not sure if this is the match for a Palantir. So I get it that we are running Ancient Tombs, so we are going to hurt ourselves quite a bit, and Palantir is capable of making a lot of damage, but yeah, don't know if that's the card to face initiative, but okay. Here they got me for 5, so pretty good amount of damage. And they got a main phase Orcish Bowmasters, which felt a little bit weird to me. Why deploy it at sorcery speed? Discarding 2 more lands, so we didn't take damage here. They could have killed the skeleton had they waited. So yeah, don't know. OP doing questionable things in my opinion. And here we finally got to deploy caves. We didn't get an interesting creature, only spirit guides, but that's okay at this point. We got some more damage, but we are very very far ahead, and I have to say during this league we've got, or I got very good top decks generally. We got lands when we need them. I got more or less the correct spells at the moment I need them. I had pretty good openers. Yeah, obviously I got some mulliganings, but when you run a Stompy, you know you are going to mulligan, and they weren't so many of those either. So anyway, yeah, this Fairy Confluence makes this whole turn lethal. They are Hellbent. We are attacking for 14, down to 5. And we can shoot them for 6, and that's it. Alternatively, if it wasn't lethal, at least we could have gotten rid of Palantir, but yeah, that's the trophy, folks. So we are back to the deck, very happy. Yeah, we played against a good range of decks, defeating Dimir Scam in the finals, quoting, at least final match for the marbles. We got Patchwork Stompy, we got Aluren, we got Boros Initiative, so matchups weren't easy, man, but yeah, as I said, I think fortune goes on our side during this league. I made a couple of mistakes, but overall I think more or less I didn't pound too much. So and the deck was gentle, and yeah,
very happy about it. Yeah, normally we would discuss a little bit about the deck after the league, but it's my standard GRUUL deck. I've played lots of games with it. You've seen this around several times, so I've seen some lists. They are a little bit old, running Greens and Zenith to enable the Undermountain Adventurer. They have obviously silver bullets like Collector Roof, Endurance, what else? Mauloc. I think Mauloc is probably the most interesting one of the bunch, having a Greens and Zenith removal, so searchable removal. It's interesting. But honestly, I think this hits pretty well. Sometimes, depending on the metagame, the moon's effect are questionable. If you know in your local metagame, people is not gonna be too affected by moon effects. Maybe you can cut them, make room for other stuff. But as I commented on the intro, I think if I had to change something, I would include the Bombardier. This is such a good threat. 2/2 Menace Haste is so good, man, but the boost is incredible. So just shooting a piece, you can evoke a Fury, and with the bow trigger on the stack, sacrifice it to the Bombardier and hit your OP for 7 or another creature for 7. That's amazing. If you sacrifice one of the bench of creatures, it's for 6. Trinisphere means 5 damage. Extra Chrome Mox are shocks. So yeah, if I were to change anything, I think I would include Bombardiers in the deck, probably on the slot of Magus of the Moon. I might try it anyway, despite the fact that I think that Magus is in a good spot right now. All these 3, 4, 5 color greedy bean decks, 3 and 4 color Delver decks. Yeah, plenty of players trying to get a grasp of all the good stuff of all the colors with a very greedy mana base. Are hard punished by Magus or Blood Moons if you prefer the enchantment. So I think this is a sweet spot, but it's true there are plenty of matches you don't want them. You run against other Stompy decks, you run against Cradle Control or Mono Black or whatever. This is quite useless, but well, we could maybe move them to the sideboard, try the Bombardiers in the main. Let me know what you think. Would you include the Bombardier on the deck? What would you cut for it? Would you cut the Trinispheres? Though Trinisphere proved to be very good throughout this league. In fact, I think I'm gonna put Trinisphere as the image of this video. I think it deserves it. It's that or Fable. I think Fable played a good role in this league as well. Could you cut some Minsc maybe Fable? Let me know. I'm curious to see how would you make room for Bombardier if you would. That's it, folks. Sorry for the format. I know you prefer live action instead of recaps, but as I said, I wasn't intending to record at all. But yeah, getting the trophy motivated me. Yeah, I'm happy. I hope you get as excited as I am. And as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate all of your support and comments. So yeah, let's chat a little bit. Yeah, if you like. See you around.